What's up, guys? This is the Honest Outlaw here, and today we're going to be doing a reliability test on the new Glock Gen 5. I have a 19. I decided to go with the 19 because I like it. I've got a couple 17s, a couple 19s. I just went with this one just because. It's completely stock, which is nice. Usually I customize my guns quite a bit, except for it does have some sandpaper grip on it, which won't affect the reliability test at all. It will, however, allow me to hold on to the gun a little bit better, so it might actually aid in reliability because I might actually be able to put a little bit more pressure on it so it doesn't short stroke. I do have the back strap, but that does come with a gun, so technically that makes it stock as well. I'm going to be using Blazer brass, 124 grain, because that's what my local gun shop had. I like to buy local when I can, and this is a 124 grain he had in stock, so that's what we're going to use today. It's pretty close to the ammo that I used before. I think in previous tests I've used Aguila and maybe a couple other stuff, but 124 grain is pretty standard. It should run the Glock just fine. So far I've shot about 500 rounds through this Glock, not covered in mud, sand, and dirt, and it's performed flawlessly with all ammunition types, including my lower powered Freedom munitions and some reloads. So I don't think it'll have a problem with this at all. So if it does have a stoppage, I don't think it'll be ammo related. This is the Gauntlet test. What we're gonna do, if you haven't seen it before, is we're gonna go 10 rounds in the water, 10 rounds in the sand, 10 rounds in the dirt, 10 rounds in the mud. And unlike before, we're gonna do them all individually, I think, and then wash them off. And then we're just gonna do the Gauntlet test afterward. We're gonna just put them all right in a row and then see how that goes. Why I'm doing it a little bit different? I just kind of feel like it. And I know you guys think that if we change a little thing here or there that you're gonna invalidate the test, but this test isn't super scientific. Just because mine may fail in sand doesn't mean yours will. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that can go either way with this. It's just for entertainment, but also good data. You know, if we find out that it just completely fails the sand test, that's good data. But one fail here, one fail there, I don't think matters quite as much as some people think it does in the comment section. But all in all, I think it's gonna be a good time. So far, Glocks have performed pretty flawlessly in this test. I've done a Gen 4 Glock 19, and I've done a Glock 43 off the top of my head, and they all did pretty well, so we'll see how this one does. So now that I got my trusty face shield on, it does make me look kind of stupid, but it does keep stuff out of my face. I want to mention that I did lube this up. It's not just from the factory. I did put Slip 2000 on it. I've been using CLP like the Military Arms channel did, but I use Slip 2000, and this test is almost more so for me than it is for you guys. So I'm gonna use Slip 2000 because that's what I like, and I also think it makes it a little bit, I think it's a little bit higher quality lube. But we're gonna load them up and see how it does. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Lock back, that's awesome. I have a tendency to run my thumb on the slide release, especially with this Glock. It's got even bigger slide releases than before. So if it doesn't lock back, I'll let you know, but I'm gonna try my hardest to remember not to do that. Try the sand. Get it in there. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Give it a little rinse. Do the dirt. Kind of as expected so far. We're gonna set this in the water and we'll leave it sitting there in all its juices while we reload some magazines. So now we're gonna go with the mud. And before we go with the mud, I just wanna say, one of the reasons why I like the Gauntlet test that the Military Arms channel does is because it's simple. And some people say that one test is definitive, but that's not definitive information. So you need to have multiple tests and over multiple sources and multiple spots. And I think if more YouTubers decide to use one standard of testing, you can get a lot better data for each gun. So that's one of the things that I'm doing here today.
That is muddy mud.
Kind of smash it in there like you would have dropped it in a creek bed or something.
Muddy mud.
Get it all up in there. Our earplug fell out, so hopefully I don't die. Even locked back. You gotta love Glocks, huh? Okay, so now I'm a little dirty.
I'm dirty too. That got me over here.
All right, so now what we're gonna do is just run them all right in a row. This will be the water test. Oh. Trigger wasn't reset and I had to manually pull it back. Sand. Dead.
Huh. Interesting.
Doesn't like sand. All right, so doesn't like sand at all. Jesus. Okay. Got to reload some mags. We'll do the dirt and the mud. Apparently it doesn't like the sand. A lot like the P10C. The P10C had a real problem with this sand. One of the reasons for that is because since the previous test that I've done, I did change the sand. I mentioned that. The P10C and this were tested in the same sand, but all the others weren't. This is actually play sand. Before, we were just using sand from around here, but we decided to go with the play sand to be a little bit more like the military arms channel, and because it's easier. But this is really fine grit sand. So it gets into the gun and it messes it up. So we had so much problems with the sand that I don't think the gun is gonna run correctly through the dirt and through the mud the second time. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our trusty water over there and we're gonna rinse this guy off. Okay, give it a little bit of a cheat, but won't be too much fun if I'm clearing malfunctions in a single shot Glock the rest of the time. So we'll load it up and we'll try the dirt. And if it runs through the dirt and the mud again after that, we'll put it in the sand one more time. Lock back there, that's a good sign.
I think I need a face shield too.
Oh yeah?
Jeez Louise.
You getting some?
I am.
All right, so I didn't put the thing in it, but oh well. Hopefully I just don't die. Okay. Wow.
Interesting.
While I have this like this, let me know if you guys want to see a cleaning video after this. If there are enough people in the comment section that want to see a cleaning video in this right after the video posts, I'll do one. But now that we have it super muddy and dirty, we'll try to put it in the sand one more time, see if it works. I have a feeling I'm not giving it any help by putting mud all over it beforehand. Oh wow, look at that.
That is cakey.
Nah. Doesn't like the sand.
The sand killed it.
New Glocks don't like sand, I guess. Maybe that's an upgrade that they put from the Gen 4. Decided it was too good in sand. Magazine release is screwed too.
Uh-oh.
That's all right. I like this new tab they have here though. Oh man, that's something. So what do I think of the Glock Gen 5? I think it's a Glock. I think that my Glock Gen 4 did better in the test, but I also think the Glock Gen 4 didn't have the baby sand, and I think the baby sand is a nightmare to guns. It was the only thing that even remotely affected the P10C, and in the Military Arms Channel test, the baby sand kills guns also. I think it's just kind of an anomaly. I think I've got some in the back of the trigger group, and I think it's not allowing the trigger to either reset or go forward. All the malfunctions I've had have been slight short strokes of the slide, or they've been a trigger malfunction, which is pretty common when you get a bunch of stuff inside the gun. The big positive about the Glock, unlike most other guns, I guess similar polymer guns today, but you can easily take this apart, slide the slide off, rinse it out. You could piss on it if you want to clean it out, and the gun will work just fine. So I think it's not really a failure of the gun, more so just this is a test that guns aren't necessarily designed to pass. So we just want to see how far they'll go before they'll fail. And if this sand wasn't here, I think it would run in the mud and the dirt all day long. It doesn't have water problems like I've seen on some of the M&Ps, which is really nice. Is it the best gun that we've ever put through this test? I would say no, but then again, you know, it could go either way. Like I said, there could be a little piece of stuff back there that didn't get in there with the P10C. So one test is not a total data point on whether the gun is less or more reliable, but it is something to base your opinion off of, and then you can go to other sources and look and see for yourself. For me, I think the gun is more than reliable enough to carry every day, and to take to shit at the fan situation or whatever. I would still trust my life to it without any problem at all. I think it recovered nicely, but the sand is just a little bit too much for it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please help out your local homeless shelters, and remember to recycle. I'll check you later. Was that like 10 of 10 at 75 yards?
Pretty impressive. It was 9 out of 10.
I'll take
but
that.
Still pretty impressive.
Stock Glock sights working all day.
Whoop whoop. Whoop whoop.